All right, guys. This section is kind of short, although there's a lot to it. Okay, so this chapter is all about chemical bonding. There are 3 sections. We're going to work our way through them. It would definitely be a little bit different if we were in person and a little bit more complicated, but this stuff is kind of essential for biology and chemistry as you go on. But this explains kind of why things behave the way they do. It also explains like how DNA works and things like that. So it's kind of important that you understand the basic building blocks of bonding. Okay, so why do atoms and elements bond? Okay, they bond to become more stable. Okay, why did that not go? They bond to become more stable. Okay, and this happens usually through filling their valence shell. Okay, so in the last video I used the example of sodium chloride, which is table salt. Okay, sodium has 1 valence electron in its outer shell. Chlorine has 7. It needs 1, so chlorine actually grabs the electron from the sodium and steals it. That leaves the sodium positive, the chlorine negative, and so they're attracted to each other, and that's what holds them together. Okay, and then both of them have full outer shells. Okay, so sometimes electrons are gained or lost, and sometimes they are shared. Okay, so especially over in like groups 13, 14, 15 in there, those elements a lot of the times will share. Okay, so for example, carbon has 4 valence electrons. So in order to fill its outer shell, it would either need to find 4 electrons somewhere or give up 4 whole electrons, and that's a lot. So carbon in particular in that whole group generally shares electrons. So like, for example, a carbon needs 4, so 4 hydrogens pull up around the carbon and share those electrons. So now all the carbon is full and all the hydrogens are also full. And that's how, for example, methane is formed. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So chemical compounds, okay, are a combination of more than one element. More than one element bonded together. Okay. Examples. We're going to use table salt, which is NaCl, or methane, okay, which is CH4. It will not let me do it. Okay, I will fix it. CH4. Highlight, format, text, subscript. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so generally we call things with ionic bonds, which are the sharing or the stealing or giving up, compounds. Okay, we have a different name for things that share, but compounds will work for both. Okay, chemical compounds do not, or sorry, let me do it this way, have unique properties than the elements that make them up. So again, in the video, I'm going to probably tell you every section to watch it. The Hunting the Elements video, it is a little bit long, but it will explain things in a way that you're going to understand. So, for example, in the Hunting Elements video, they use sodium chloride, which is table salt. Sodium is a group 1 alkali metal, super reactive, reacts explosively with air and water. Chlorine, poisonous gas, toxic. If you mix these 2 things together and you get them to react, they form table salt, which is a completely safe thing. Okay, so the compounds that are formed from chemical bonds have completely unique properties from the things that make them up. Okay, a chemical formula is a shorthand using chemical symbols and numbers to show what a compound is made of. Let me fix all my spelling errors. Okay, and I gave you a whole bunch of them. So H2O, okay, is water. Okay, and this tells me that in water, in each molecule of water, I have 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen bonded together. Yes, I know that's spelled wrong. So every time I have water, that's the way it's organized. Okay. Up above in the sodium chloride, it's 1 sodium for 1 chlorine. They're in a 1-to-1 ratio. CH4, it's 1 carbon to 4 hydrogen. Okay. So that's how a chemical formula looks. It's a shorthand that everyone in the world agrees on using, and it tells you a lot about how the compound is organized. All right, so your questions for 18.1 are 1, 2, and 4. Use your textbook. There is a bunch of videos. I definitely suggest using them in your textbook just because I would show you so much more, and it would be so much easier to understand it if you saw how they actually worked. Okay, so check those out. Have a good day, and I miss you.